Hi, I'm Jim Ferrell, and the name of this video is State of Probate Address 2012. Yes, this is about probate and one of the biggest businesses in the United States, and as far as that goes, the whole world. And it's growing bigger and bigger every day. Some big cities have as much as 10,000 open probate cases alone. It varies greatly, but they all have a lot almost all over the world. The reason being is that every year you have babies born and you have people dying. However, the largest part of the population right now are the baby boomers, and these are in their retirement years and are unfortunately dying. So therefore the courts are literally jammed with it. The biggest reason they're jammed is because less than 10% of the people have a trust set up by an attorney that avoids probate. As far as that goes, well over half the population doesn't even have a will. And if they do have one, it's probably way out of date and it's almost worthless anyway. Wills normally won't keep you out of probate court, but they'll certainly speed along the process. The reason being is that when the process starts, you have to fill out the paperwork. Normally in all states you need an attorney, and this attorney will fill it out for you. And it's right on most county websites what you need to do. However, every time you go in the court, it's usually postponed another 2 months and another 2 months and another 2 months. And if there's real estate involved, you're paying taxes and mortgages. I believe in Florida less than half of all probates have a mortgage on them anyway. But you're paying utilities and all these fees, attorney fees and court fees that just keep adding up. And it really doesn't have to be that way. Most probates take 13 months to do, some take 3 years. It shouldn't, again, only take months. The reason being, if you filled out all that paperwork in the beginning, it would be done. Such as, for a certified probate liquidator, these are not necessarily attorneys. That's what we are. We are not attorneys. We are liquidators. So we fill out the paperwork, such as the inventory. You have to know the assets. For instance, how much is the estate worth? What are the antiques, trains, boats, planes, all worth, and jewelry in the estate? As far as that goes, the value of the real estate. All these things need to be known. We also get the creditors together if they need to be negotiated with, which is it's highly negotiable, especially credit cards from the deceased, and also any heirs, so that the siblings will not fight over silly little things. One of the biggest questions we get from siblings is that Mom wanted me to have it. Well, maybe she didn't. Well, if she didn't put it in writing, it's probably not going to fly very much in court, especially if you want a $5,000 ring and all of the other siblings get a $500 ring. That usually doesn't fly too good with the judges. So Mom had better put it in writing in a will if that's the way she wanted it. Okay? So this is how we liquidate the process, by doing all the paperwork in the beginning, getting the values, working with everybody so everybody knows what's going on right from the start of the entire process. Then, when something called a 90 days notice to creditors is done. Now, this is a required ad that needs to be in the papers. Now, it can vary from state to state. We'll just use 90 days as an example. That's what it is in most places, but it could vary a little bit. Therefore, these ads are required by law in a paper. Now, this does not mean it's in a major newspaper. After all, do you really want to advertise to the world if the estate owes anybody any money? So therefore, here's a little tip for you. Save yourself a bunch of money. Instead of having the attorney run it in a major newspaper, and let's say it's cost $1,000 or more, run it in a small paper, that might only cost a couple of $100. So, therefore, that's a big tip right there that a lot of people miss. After all, you don't need to pay for your attorney's advertising. Right? Right. Okay. In addition to the being a certified probate liquidators, another thing out there is called a certified probate real estate specialist. Now, these are specialists that are specialists in liquidating real estate. Therefore, they need to know the proper procedures and all the paperwork that goes along with the real estate and how it's to be done with the title companies. So therefore, look for your area for one of those. Fair warning, there isn't a whole lot of them out there. So we're looking for help, and at the end of this video, we'll give you a chance to contact us if you need more information on filing probate or finding some certified probate liquidators or certified probate real estate specialists. Okay, so as auctioneers, another thing we can mention there, now certified probate liquidators do not need to be auctioneers, it just helps if they are. We can speed along the process quite a bit too. One of the biggest questions we get in probate auctions is about the fees and any buyer's premium. Well, court fees are very self-explanatory. They'll vary from state to state, but not that much. So therefore, they will be listed. The buyer's premium, we'll use an example here of just 10%, would be the same for the buyer if they knew what they're doing. Say the buyer went to an auction and they only had $1 million on them to buy this real estate house with. Okay, what is the difference if they paid $1 million with no buyer's premium, or they took 10% off and only bidded, say, $900,000 with a 10% buyer's premium? Wouldn't that pretty well be the same? So that's what they need to know, and what any professional buyers need to know. If you're planning on buying real estate at auction, or if you're planning on selling it. Normally, this buyer's premium goes to the auction business to pay their fees and the auction fees. This is why it's regulated by law. If you're having a personal property auction, personal property, of course, is fully taxable, as is the buyer's premium, because it's a premium authorized by state. It's not a service charge. And if it was a service charge, anytime merchandise and a service is sold together, in most states it's fully taxable anyway. Okay, so that's a little bit about that and some of the questions that we get. The most common questions. Filing probate is very simple. Remember, get your will and your trust. Let me ask you, what is it with people? They plan their retirement. They get IRAs, they get their property insurance, they get all this stuff in place, pay off their home, and then the probate courts get about all the money. That's because they never did any trust or a decent will. So therefore, their family, who they don't want to get the assets, ended up getting it. And what do they do? I believe stats show that usually in 1.5 years, all inheritance are blown anyway. So therefore, planning your life with the probate process, the will and the trust, is probably almost or more important than setting up all the IRAs and stuff that you do just to have it all literally wasted. You see? And so therefore, that's a big tip for you, that you have to do these things, and because this is our state of probate here in 2012, and it is literally growing and growing and growing. Okay? So, one of the biggest things also that we do as a certified probate liquidator is we find hidden assets. And let me tell you, there's a lot of hidden assets out there. And hidden assets, well, let me tell you something. A little secret here. Don't tell anybody. A lot of married people lie to one another, and they also hide assets from one another. Okay? A lot do. So therefore, one of the primary places we always search in homes is behind a drawer in the nightstand behind the headboard. And if there's an old bin or box out in the garage or some oily, dirty rags on them, put on some gloves and remove those rags and see what's underneath. You might be surprised. Okay? So these are things that we do. You should always look for where the deceased used to live, surrounding counties and other states. For instance, in the Department of Business and Public Regulations in a lot of states where corporations are done, to see if you could find their name. Might have turned up on something might have had a long time ago that they went in partners with somebody. Might be surprised what turns up there. And also for the property appraiser in your county and surrounding counties and where they used to live. Because public records show real estate, the name of the owners, and what they paid for it. Now, we had an instance here just not too long ago in Florida where a perfectly educated person bought a condo in another county with the secretary. However, his wife found out about it because it's on public records. And it's funny how wives are not very happy about things like that. Okay. It wasn't that he was dumb as far as the public records go. He just didn't know, because people that don't deal in real estate might not know that public records are public records as far as real estate goes. So you need to check these things. We are not attorneys, but we check these for a lot of attorneys because they never think about or never get around to checking public records to find out where the assets, real estate, other relatives, children that nobody knew about, or in one case, another wife. Okay? So this is a little bit about the probate process. We hope this has been a big help for you. If you need more information on filing probate or the probate business, contact us. We will try to help you or try to find somebody in your area if you can. If you want to find out more information about how we do things and becoming one in your area as far as a certified probate liquidator goes, contact us also and tell us what you're looking for and where you're located, and we'll try to come up with some the training information for you. Or if you're just an attorney and need more information on the process. Okay? So thank you very much. It's been an honor talking to you. This has been our State of Probate Address 2012. Again, I'm Jim Ferrell, and God bless you.